processed the information that Rolling Stone had Norm Macdonald ranked 135 out of 144 all-time SNL cast members. Hey, Rolling Stone, you're irrelevant. That's a garbage call.
You know, it's funny when Rolling Stone comes out and says, "Oh, Norm Macdonald, number 147." When did you start smoking?
Oh, no, I just do this to relax.
To look cool?
I apologize.
Okay.
I quit smoking.
No, but seriously, when Rolling Stone comes out with a list of who was the funniest,
Yeah.
like they put you like that. I mean, you were one of the best guys on Saturday Night Live.
That was a very funny thing, because when I went to the 40th anniversary, you know, I went to the
party.
My friend had the magazine, the Rolling Stone, you know. And he's like, they listed all the guys. And then I go, as long as a joke, you know, I said, as long as I'm trying to pick the person that's, you know, been the least known person ever. So there was a British girl once that was on the show for literally 3 episodes. I go, at least, I just hope I beat Morweena Banks. Yeah. No.
You didn't beat her.
So I go, wait, and then now I'm in shock, you know. So then I remember when the show first started, they had a fellow named George Coe who would play the old guy.
Yeah.
Because they figured they needed an old guy. I go, well, as long as I beat George Coe, no.
No. Anthony Michael Hall. You didn't beat. Like, I mean, he would probably admit he was not good on that.
I didn't beat 3 people that never appeared on the show. Laurie Metcalf.
Oh, my goodness.
Who has never appeared on the show.
Who did you beat? You beat like 3 people.
Well, I don't want to say who I beat.
Why do you think that happened?
Because how big an insult would that be?
Right. Were you offended by that, or you really don't care?
No, I didn't care. But, you know, it's just one guy. This is what I learned. I didn't realize this, but I just learned this because my nephew does it. He, as a way to make a living, he just lives with his father in his basement. He makes lists on the internet. Everything about the internet is hits. How many hits can you make?
That's right.
So, you know, when they say, like, you won't believe what these beautiful stars look like now that they're old bags, and then you hit them, you know, and you see a list of a bunch of old bags. And so you end up hitting like 50, 60 ones. So my nephew,
right.
For some reason, because it's on the internet, you think it has some authority, but no, it's my nephew in his basement.
I know, but you have the right attitude.
The best one he did is 10 celebrities that went black but did come back.
That's a good list. Who's on that list? But I mean, it is.
Billy Bob was on it.
It's true. Don't we tend to see these things like Rolling Stones, and then we take them as gospel?
Sure.
Like if that makes you feel better, there's something wrong with you. Because it's some asshole sitting there deciding that you were not the funniest guy. And yet, the brilliance of Norm Macdonald was doing the news. That's a fucking hard gig to pull off. And also the Jeopardy sketch. And Larry King, those alone put you at least
in
the top 20.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. A down-and-out O.J. Simpson, depressed that all of his money-making ideas have failed, has decided to go back to doing what he does best, killing people. A new book claims that Madonna once smeared peanut butter all over John F. Kennedy Jr.'s body and then licked it off, which just goes to show you Madonna's a whore. And finally, Weekend Update would like to congratulate Madonna, who gave birth to a beautiful baby girl last Monday. The baby weighed in at 6 pounds, 9 ounces, making it the 4th largest object ever to pass through Madonna's birth canal. This week, in a secret ceremony in Australia, Michael Jackson was married for the 2nd time. Asked what makes his new bride special, the King of Pop said, quote, "She has taught me about the power of imagination. Like imagining that a grown woman is a 10-year-old boy." You know he's a homosexual pedophile, right? You understand? Sources report that Michael Jackson's baby is due February 27th, and it's going to be named Michael Jackson Jr. Michael plans to be with the mother during the delivery, in his words, to make up for not being there for the Sources report that Michael Jackson's baby is due February 27th. It's conception. The last word was conception, so. Last week at a dramatic press conference about the crash of TWA Flight 800, ABC News correspondent Pierre Salinger displayed a document which he believes is proof that the jet was shot down by a U.S. Navy missile. Later, he proudly showed reporters his solid gold Rolex that he bought on the street for just $15. That's one ugly bastard, isn't it? This week, renowned heart surgeon Michael DeBakey attacked the hypocrisy of Hollywood stars who oppose the use of animals in medical research and yet wear ribbons supporting the war on deadly diseases like AIDS. In response, animal activist Ricky Lake said, quote, "But the red ribbon diverts attention from my gigantic ass." If it wasn't for the red ribbon, people would notice my gigantic ass more. By wearing the red ribbon, less people... This week, in arguments before the Supreme Court, lawyers for President Clinton asked that the sexual harassment suit brought by Paula Jones be delayed until he leaves office. According to Clinton's attorney, quote, "If the president were hauled into court every time some nut accused him of sexual harassment, he'd have no time to scare up tail." You like scaring up the tail. Okay. Veteran news anchorman David Brinkley apologized to Bill Clinton for an election night commentary in which he called the president, quote, "boring and uncreative." Admitted Brinkley, "There was certainly nothing uncreative about the way you moved Vince Foster's body." The president's a murderer. You didn't know that? Safer drivers, men or women? Well, according to a new survey, 55% of adults feel that women are most responsible for minor fender benders, while 78% blame men for most fatal crashes. Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman. For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So, now you don't know what the hell to do. No, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women. People here asked me to do the show, you know. I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, you know. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, you know. I used to do the weekend update news routine, you remember that? And, yeah. That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, you know. That was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, you know? Now, with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you know what? But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so goddamn funny? inexplicable to me, because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So, yeah, I'm funny compared to, you know, well, you'll see later. Okay, so let's recap. The bad news is, I'm still not funny. The good news is, the show blows. All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here.